Good shit, man. I mean, that's what's gonna build all your confidence moving forward, not only in trading, but like just life. Like if you have a routine of just at least an hour a day, you're gonna feel really good about yourself because then everything's cracking from a trading standpoint, which again leads into when you're trading well, you're feeling great and you're making more money, you're getting yourself out of that job, all that stuff. Like that's everything's on the other side of that.
Yeah, for sure. I told myself last week I definitely got to get it this week, so it's a priority now.
It's only $100, and now $100 you could make back, any day. Once you start, obviously risking that amount in the market, but you're not going to be able to risk that amount if you're not back testing. So it's like a reverse psychology kind of a thing.
Right.
Right. So I was just gonna wait for a few more people to hop in, and then we'll get started on the economic calendar and get into the charts. We don't have much happening right now. Like if you guys look at the charts right now, obviously the higher time frames here on GJ are pretty much rangy right now. Everything is pretty much a mess. Now we are getting a nice rejection off this resistance. I like that chart you sent, Carlos, this morning. We're now rejecting that area. You were looking for like some kind of a bounce up here, like a break and retest. I think
Yeah.
you had this area marked off, and you were looking for a break and retest right here, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So we ended up rejecting that area again. Do you see what I was saying to you before, though, with this area?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I actually ended up moving my resistance to that area.
Good shit, man. Yeah, that's why you send charts. It's just to get the corrections. Throw your ego at the door and ask people what they're thinking. So right now we're rejecting that area all in here. Looking at the 1 hour, you just adjust this up a little bit, and now you can see all those rejections appear, right? And what I found interesting was that we had all these lower highs, like this bearish trend that's been being respected over here. You also have the this higher low formation being formed as well, but all of this is just consolidation. But what I'm looking at here was this bounce off this resistance. You get the strong bearish candle close. This candle closes a weak bullish candle. Next one just passed the low right away. But over here on the 30-minute, you ended up getting this strong 30-minute candle close with a wick to fill. This one didn't create a top wick, it just passed the low right away. But were there opportunities for you to take anything in here with this like double top over here? What I would look at is possibly if you're entering trades based on the 15-minute, possibly putting your stop loss up there, anticipating similar price action that you had over here to continue up, coming right back down to this area. Does that make sense? So what you had was strong bearish candle close over here, weak bearish candle close, but still keeping the bearish pressure. And then you got this bearish candle close right below the support right here. Right? And now this maybe not be your setup that you're looking for, right? You maybe don't want to trade in this consolidation and you don't want to execute this, but you get this candle closing strong below that support. You just put your stop loss above these wicks over here, these candles, and then anticipate this move down. Make sense?
Yeah. Would you say this is like a double top right here?
Yeah.
For
Yeah, it's
sure.
I mean on the lower time frame, it's the 15-minute. It's you get that double tap of this area, right? And you can always extend this a little bit. You get this whole area that price keeps coming into and rejecting, right? You get a deep touch in this area. We rejected another one right here, and then we keep tapping into that area, and then you get the double top right here. Rejection, one last tap over here, strong bearish candle close, another bearish candle close, and then this one right below the support. To anticipate this move right here, that's about 26, 27 pips. coming right down into this support over here. That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
So it's 6:40 right now. What I'll do is hop over to the economic calendar. Again, yesterday didn't have much going on. Now looking at Great Britain, news that came out during 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You had mortgage approvals, you had net lending to individuals, and then money supply over here, all above previous, which was pretty solid for Great Britain news over here. Didn't show much pressure on the civilians as far as mortgage approvals and what they're getting right now. But moving into today during the New York session, we have HPI, we have consumer confidence, which is going to be the main thing, and then JOLTS job openings coming out. So what we're going to probably end up doing is, being that we're consolidating, if we don't get much many moves in the market, gold is consolidating as well. We're probably going to do a few breakdowns with you guys. Like I want you guys to break a few charts down, get some practice in with that. And if we don't catch any trades, we'll probably end it early and then keep each other updated in the chat over here to see what exactly we're all taking. And I'll be calling out anything that I'll be taking as well. So today, again, consumer confidence, JOLTS job openings, which is where the moves are going to be coming in. And as you guys know, typically we've been getting a lot of volume around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely we'll be able to catch something if we get our setup. Williams is also speaking today. So probably just hammering away at the sentiment that the central bank is going to continue to increase rates, right? They're going to continue to tighten monetary policy, so it's harder to do business and it's going to get rid of inflation. Hopefully, that's what their intention is. It's almost like public enemy number one is inflation for them. So that's the main thing that they're trying to get rid of, and that's what they're trying to do over here. What's up, Sergio? Morning, buddy. I don't know if you could hear me. Mike might be acting up again. All right, let's go over to the charts over here. Again, as we were just breaking down this possible trade on GJ, we're going to erase this stuff and head back up to the higher time frames where we could start marking off some things going on. Again, we really don't even have to go to these higher time frames because, as you know, we're monthly is exactly where it's been for a few weeks now. Just basically a doji candle over here bouncing off multiple different areas. Weekly is just a complete mess. This current weekly candle is still bullish. We haven't passed the high of the previous yet, and it looks like we're retracing from forming that top wick over here. But again, the weekly is still pretty rangy over here with these long wicks, small bodies. Daily now, as you guys could see, been creating higher lows since yearly highs up here at 168,700. 168 has been holding a strong resistance over here. Price has been bouncing off that area. Get that final tap where price came all the way back down past 160, ended up rejecting 160 over here and holding support coming back into this area. We got that low created, retraced back up to this previous support right there. And you could draw this like that just because you have all these wicks in that area, and we're going to be seeing that as a legit resistance on the lower time frames as you go down the time frames. So we got that final tap of that area over here, and we've just been really consolidating in this area. I know we keep rejecting 161 over here. You do have the support down here and obviously 160 that you could be marking off, but we keep really rejecting 161 over here and holding that support as you got yesterday. Strong bullish candle push off that area, right? But now what are we doing? Every time we keep coming down and creating these lows over here, we keep coming back into a lower high. Right? You have these lower highs over here, prices respecting and pushing down from this area. Right? So are we getting some kind of a retracement? You have a lower high formed with that wick over there. Price is flipping bearish and possibly continuing down. Are we coming down to retest this area to continue back up? Or what are we doing? We got to see what we're doing on the lower time frames. Looking at the 4 hour now. The 4 hour. Again, as I was just pointing out over here, you've had these lower highs being formed and you got that descending bearish channel over here that's being respected. And as you can see, being respected since 5 a.m. this morning with this current 4-hour candle, we keep rejecting this resistance up here, right in this area over here, right? And then also, not to mention this descending trend line, you have this ascending trend line over here with the higher lows being formed as well. So as you can see, just a major consolidation over here. You may want to wait for all this to break and price to break 161 over here to continue down. You got fairly cleaner moves over here that you could be mirroring. But that doesn't mean you can't catch anything in here. We'll see if there's anything that's available. We'll see if you get a good setup. Again, we just pointed out a solid setup that you could have grabbed for a quick scalp, but we'll see if we can get any more today. Looking at the 1 hour now. 1 hour, again, holding that resistance over here multiple times, just keeps on rejecting it in this area. Now we're pushing towards this support over here. Right now, can the support hold? And if it doesn't hold and we break through, where's our next target? I see us coming back down into this area over here. Right? And do we even have enough range to be trading in that? Got about 30 pips, so maybe we could grab a quick scalp, right? But we need a solid close below that area, and we need some volume pumping into the market. 30-minute candle. Got that support right in this area. So we need to close below here to continue right back down to see if we could grab this 30 pip range over here. This is what I was looking at. Again, we got that double top. If you look at the 15-minute, this is a trade that you guys should be could be journaling, right? You get the double top, strong bearish candle close, doji candle close over here, and then this strong close with a wick to fill over here below current support. Right here. So this is one I'll be journaling later. I just didn't want to be in a trade while we started breaking down the charts and opening the live session. But that's 30 pips right there that you would have gotten. Right? Strong close below, support, place your stop loss above the previous, and then mirror this move over here to the left. Could have been choppy, could have maybe gotten this retest right here, but with a strong close below, if we close back above this area or started passing the high, then you can manage risk. But I like this double top here and how we keep rejecting that area, not to mention how that trend line is really just lining up over here. All right. So let's see if we can continue down with New York volume, but we need to close below that area. And really, when you're consolidating, you really want to wait for those retests. I know that this played out over here, but this is kind of overextended now, right? We need some kind of profit taking in this area, possibly at the support where we continue back up and then continue down, or we get that close below this area, get the retest, and then continue right back down. So we'll see what we end up getting. We got the hour close coming up soon, right? So this 1 hour candle is pretty overextended, but I want that 1 hour candle to close below this support so that we could grab this move coming down. All right, kind of mirror these candles, this candle right here, these candles, this one right there. Could definitely possibly grab something in here. All right, any questions on GJ?
No, all good.
All good, man? Awesome. So Gio, how you doing, buddy? Still no mic? All right, let's head over to gold now and take a look. Again, strong bounce off that previous support over here. There he is. Maybe not.
Is it working?
There we go. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm all good.
What was it not plugged in?
It wasn't plugged in properly.
Oh, okay. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good to hear. Good to hear. You pitch anything yesterday?
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, so looking at gold over here, again, we're playing the central bank. We're playing the sentiment that they're going to be increasing rates. You may get short-term pullbacks, but price is going to be continuing down over here. And as so far so good, you know, we're just making lower highs and lower lows on the weekly over here, just heading right back down to 1700 or 1680. Looking at the daily now, as you remember yesterday, the daily ended up closing above our previous support right here, right? We ended up pushing all the way down over here and then retracing and closing right back above that area. So we rejected it. The current daily candle created that top wick last night, flipped bearish, pushed into this area, and then retraced a little bit, which is where we're at right now. All right, that's handle body anatomy 101. So looking over here, our next target so far on the daily is going to be this support over here, but also the main one is going to be this wick fill right here. Right, this is something we talked about during the fundamental and technical breakdown I did with Sharma yesterday. If you guys want to take a look at that, that is on. Actually, I think I sent it into the group. Where are we? Here we go. So this is just a nice preview of what you guys got coming this week. It was also a nice breakdown for the Asian session and what you could have possibly grabbed. Let's see. Now looking over here, are we going to reject this area again and continue to consolidate, or get a further pullback to create a lower high over here, maybe even retest 1750 again and then continue right back down? Or are we going to get this close below this level and continue right back down to 1720, 1700, all the way down here? All right, 4 hour. So 4 hour, you have a support right down here. Previous resistance over here as well, right? We ended up faking that area out, coming back into this area. This was yesterday, and then holding this resistance. All right, if you want to adjust that over there to the left, that's great too. But right now we're kind of just consolidating. We got that rejection of that resistance again, just like we did over here. With that candle, ended up rejecting that level. This candle ended up rejecting the level again and continuing right back down to that previous support over here. As you can see, these wicks, right? But the candle closed a weaker bearish candle, right? It's weaker than this one. So do we have enough strength to continue down and fill that wick and then even continue through 1730 right back down to 1720 over here? Let's see if we have any. For the 1 hour. All right, so 1 hour ended up bouncing off that level. We're still creating these lower highs over here, but again, we're bouncing off and we just held a support at that level. So maybe the best thing to do is wait for some kind of a close below this area, and then you could take this range right down here. This might be a better thing for you to wait for. You got about 100 pips right there. That's plenty, right? We're also holding this little resistance right here so far, right? So holding a lower high. That's Sammy coming in. Lower high, lower highs. Get this liquidity grab and this rejection of that area right there. And now we're starting to push down from that area. But so far, this is the 1 hour. So far, we're consolidating in this area. So do you want to trade in here? This might be your no trade range. And then if we break that resistance, we get a nice move coming up to mirror this move back up to 1750. Right? So I would maybe stay out of here. We'll see what we look like in the lower time frames. Yeah, I'd probably stay out of this area. I do like how we're rejecting this right here. Right? We keep staying below. Once we were consolidating in here, we broke the low, and then all of a sudden came all the way down to that area, pushed hard off that support, and now we're pushing hard back again from that area right there. So this, after this last push, we got this low created. Price came up with these weak bullish candles. Now we're holding that resistance to possibly be continuing down over here. Let's see. So can price continue back down, passing these weak bullish candles and continue right back down to 1730? And then, yep, it's passing the low of the previous candle right there. I'm not going to force anything during pre-New York. We have, again, consumer confidence coming out today, later on today, and JOLTS job openings. So like I said, if we're not getting anything during pre-New York and the New York Open, we'll probably end the stream early, but I do want to get some work in with you guys with breaking down charts and keeping that consistent for you so that you guys are, getting better every single day. I just don't want you guys to force anything in these markets when prices are just kind of consolidating like this. I would also be aware of this level right here, so you're not feeling forced to take a sell right now. Got a rejection there, and then that support right in here, right? So again, this whole thing, put our red box, right, Sammy?
The red box.
Red
Life
box.
changer.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm
Good
on the
to
road
hear.
today, so
What's
but,
up?
I'm on the road today.
Oh, okay.
I'll be in and out.
Sounds good, man. As long as you're showing up, right?
After show.
Always. Dude, you guys, there's always gonna be that 1%. There's gonna be the 5%, the top 1 or 5% of any kind of market, and those are the ones that are showing up every single day. Those are the ones that are getting work in, trying to learn. Not only just coming to look for a profit, for a quick trade and stuff like that, but you're constantly trying to learn every single day and being a sponge. You're separating yourself from not only, the others in this market, the 95%, the 90% that just don't do anything, the ones that just show up to every live stream for a quick profit, or if they don't make anything, they're blaming other things. They're blaming the market, they're blaming their mentor, they're blaming their friends, they're blaming everything else but themselves. It's because they're not putting the work in, they're not backtesting, they're not showing up every single day. So you guys are separating yourself by showing up every single day this week. I know it's only Tuesday, but keep it consistent, right? And the more you keep doing this and the more we keep getting practice with breaking charts down, the more you guys are going to separate yourself. And eventually you're going to find yourself on a lot more winning trades than you are losing trades, because the people on the losing side of those trades are going to be the ones that are not putting the work in. It's that simple, right? But what you need to do is learn to love this, learn to love the constant strive to getting better, right? Learn to love this journey and learn to love and embrace the hard times that you go through as a trader, because those are the ones that get you better. You can't get any better unless you go through hard times and look at them the right way and then say, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I get better from this? Right? That's the mindset that you always want to have. So just embrace these times, because eventually when you guys are making a lot of money in these markets, 50 grand, 100 grand a year or a month, you guys are going to be looking back at these times and saying, damn, I kind of wish I was back at those early days where I was struggling and wasn't making much. I was just kind of like learning this market. I kind of want to go back to that, right? That's going to be your mindset, I promise. But that's where you pick up a new challenge and you start to get better and build another business if that's what you want to do. But you guys are showing up every day, and I couldn't be prouder of that. So just keep it up, stay consistent with it. The question is, can you keep that consistent over months, over years? It's easy to stay consistent with it over a week or two, but can you do it over a month? Can you play the long game? That's the question. All right, so again, no trade range in here. And then I would be looking for something up in here as your trade range coming back up to 1750 if you get that retest coming back up. But again, these pullbacks, these bullish pullbacks on gold like this right here, or if we hold that support and continue back up, these are just pullbacks to continue back down. Gold is playing completely off the central bank over here, right? This right here, short-term pullback to continue right back down, right? The central bank sentiment is that they're going to be increasing rates. You heard Powell last week during the Jackson Hole Symposium. That's what it is, right? You get these short-term pullbacks, profit taking coming on down, going on down here, right? Buyers take over, and then sellers jump right back in. You get a better price, jump right back in. Short-term pullback, possibly continue right back down, or we get a deeper pullback and then continue down. Because since tapping into this area, we've had a possible bearish trend starting to form over here. So could we either start to consolidate over here all week until NFP, where we tap into that area and then tap and then drop? Can we get the fake out in this area and then continue down? Which one is it? Right. So right now, no trade range. It's okay, GJ. Okay, GJ, the 1 hour candle just closed, right? Kind of closed below that area over here. Now let's see. We did close at the area too. So a lot of people I've seen get trapped with this, where they feel like the 1 hour candle closed below that support over here, and then the next one passes the low right away, and then retraces back up into this area again. And it didn't truly close below that area. See the 30-minute. Yeah, 30-minute closed right at that support. You didn't get anything like this, where this candle closed. Oh, it's not red. You didn't get something like that, where the next candle creates its top wick, passes the low, and then continues down, or you get the classic break and retest. Right, so we'll just keep monitoring this. We'll see. 7 o'clock does get some good volume. So if this candle creates a healthy top wick and then passes the low of that candle in the second half of the candle, right, on a 30-minute, could we continue this thing down? And then that's the 1 hour candle continuing down from here and mirroring that move. You get about 30 pips in here. So maybe we could possibly get that. And if we're not going to get it, even if we're not going to get it, what I'm going to do is just journal this real quick. Do you guys have any questions so far? Or have any charts that you want to stand and we'll look over? Make sure you guys got the right levels and stuff. Again, that's how you get better. Let's see. So GJ on 8:30. And that's another thing. Remember that it is the very end of the month. There's no need to force anything. There's no need to blow any profits that you've had over the course of the month or over the course of last week. You don't want to blow those profits the last week of the month. Where are we going here? Looks like we're bouncing off that level over here. It's very important for you guys to at least wait for top wick or bottom wick rejections after closing below or above levels when you're in a consolidation like this. Very important, because you could easily get faked out in these consolidations. It's just good to get that pre-journal going, all the higher time frames shots. You guys good? You guys sleeping? What's going on? Let's get some discussion going. Talking to myself over here.
I'm marking up my chart right now.
Good shit, man. $30-minute over here. 15-minute. So 15-minute, I'm just gonna shortly journal this trade that could have been taken. Come right back down to that support over here. But yeah, I wanted to ask you guys what Sharma and I are trying to figure out a good podcast uh subject that we want to do for tomorrow. Do you guys have any subjects you want us to cover?
Let me see. Let me think.
Like what's the main thing that you guys are struggling with right now that you would like to hear more about? All right, so this candle's starting to flip bearish over here on a 30-minute. Will we be passing the low of the previous candle? And can we grab something on the way down? See the 5-minute. So you see the 5-minute bearish pressure over here. Seven
Yeah.
o'clock, you get some good volume.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
was
what was that, Carlos?
no, I was thinking if the 30-minute candle passes the previous wick, I would probably enter dynamic risk.
Okay, good. There you go. You've been using that a lot?
I've been I've been just risking like half percentage and but I usually just do like a little 2 cent lot
Okay.
if I could like manage risk and also like just secure profit as well.
Yes, sir. Good stuff, man. So let's see if you have, let's see, say we want to come up with a strategy here. If we create this top wick, which is healthy, and pass the low of that candle, and we place our stop loss above that wick right there, that's about 13 pips away, right? So what we'd want is price to come down at least 13 pips here. For the 1-to-1. So price would need enough volume to push down even further right into this area where I'd be securing. Right now, I just don't want to get faked out over here, but that is a healthy top wick and you are seeing the bearish pressure. Let's see if we're continuing to reject that area on the 1-minute, the 5-minute, right? Are we holding that support so far? It looks like we are, but yep, 1-minute candle closed doesn't mean we're continuing up, but you see that we're continuing to reject this whole area right here. That's where these lower time frames come in handy. You'll never see me take a trade on the 1-minute. You'll see me take it based on the higher time frames, but I use this to manage risk sometimes and also to watch it reject certain levels, because this is price action at its purest, right? Price action where you're getting data every 1 minute in these 1-minute candles, and you're seeing price create higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. Patiently waiting.
Hey, on Forex Factory, like, do you click on the folder? Which link would you click on to like get the news or like to get the latest news?
So I was just posting something. So on Forex Factory, what was that?
Like on the like so when you click the folder and you see all the like like the history and whatnot. Like for example, like right now I'm clicking on the HPI folder.
Yes, sir.
Which one of these links would you click to like read?
Read more about.
Yeah, to read
Let's
more
see,
about
where
it.
are we? HPI, like this one.
Yeah,
So over here, what you would do if you want to read, you're saying more than this stuff.
yeah,
Okay, so just click on latest release right here. And this is the website that Federal Housing Finance Agency. So you could go through some of this, maybe not with all of them, but this is some of the latest releases over here. Back on the 23rd over here, published. You could read about what was going on over here. I just don't want to miss GJ over here, but
right.
you could read about what HPI actually is. And
All
all
right.
of these have this. So consumer confidence, latest release. The conference board over here was releasing it last. Latest
All right.
release. So index fell for third straight month as consumers' view of present situation weakened. So people are not confident in the current economy right now, which they have every right to be. So consumer confidence, and they just go into talking about all of it.
Perfect. All right.
But one thing I want to do tell you, Carlos, is I've seen a lot of traders where you came into trading, right? And your main what is it? Your main analysis would be technical, right? Like
Right.
that's where you feel like your specialty lies.
Yeah. I want to get more into fundamentals.
Okay. So understandably so, like we all do. But one thing I would say though is I've seen a lot of traders where they have the technicals where they're, I would say, like 40 to 50% there as far as like really understanding their pair, the way it moves, the setups that they're looking for, their strategy, the risk management that they use, all that stuff. They're like 40 to 50% there, right? And they're not confident in their trading yet because they're only 40 to 50% there, right? And now they feel like fundamentals is what's going to bring them over the top. Now, what I would say is I would get those technicals back to like a 80, 90 to 100% where you were so in tune with your pair and you know exactly what it's going to do during your time frames and stuff like that. And then during your free time, start to get into fundamentals.
Perfect. All right.
You know what I'm
Just wrote that
saying?
down. Yeah.
Because the reason for that is because they'll start getting confused, right? Where you'll have you're only 40 to 50% there when it comes to technicals, and then you're starting to get into fundamentals, and you'll be reading something fundamentally, but wondering why GJ is bullish, and you'll have the perfect setup, and then all of a sudden, like you miss the setup because you're paying too much close attention to the fundamentals of the pair. And having you start to marry a lot of biases when you're getting really into fundamentals, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense.
So you just got to learn how to not marry your bias and have secondary biases. Have a main bias, but a secondary bias. Like my main bias for gold right now is sells, right? But I have this plan over here that if we get this break and retest above 1741, we could possibly continue up this way and get this short-term pullback. Where if somebody is kind of like iffy with their technicals still and they start reading about gold fundamentally, and all of a sudden you get the perfect setup over here, break and retest, and you miss this entire buy right here for about 100 pips. Get 90 pips right there. You miss this entire thing with a perfect setup, perfect break and retest, because you were married to the cells.
Makes sense for sure.
All right. So gold really don't need any of those levels in there. So just all I would say is just master your technicals right now. Get the simulator. Go back into your journal. How many journal trades would you say you have? There's no right or wrong answer. Just, you know, whatever you would say you have.
Yeah, honestly, about 7.
You have, so throughout your entire trading career, just 7 general trades.
Yep.
Okay. So with that being said, do you think that aligns with people that are looking for excellence in the market or people that really end up losing every month?
Yep. The loser side.
Yeah. So you just want to make sure you're not aligning with those people. You're doing the opposite of what they're doing. Does it take hard work? Absolutely. But guess what? That hard work becomes entertaining. It becomes like you want to be doing it the more you start doing it. It's just actually taking that step. It's hard. Just like anything, when you're trying to build a good habit, it's hard in the beginning. But when you start to really build up, looking like we're starting to break over here. What time is it? 7:17. Had the 15-minute candle close, like a doji over here. Can we get this pushed down? All right, we're starting to break. Let's check the other time frames again. 1 hour is looking good. Breaking the low. All right, I am in.
Yeah, same here.
Awesome. Stop losses right there. Got a healthy top wick, strong bearish candle close right here. We pass the low of that candle, and then basically the getting to the second half of the candle, especially on the 30-minute. So this should be continuing down over here. And again, I'll be looking for that 1-to-1 right there. I'll be happy with it. Unless we start to see some exhaustion in the candle. 1 hour.
Isn't there an advantage point at the area 865? Like a little support that price it might react over there.
Right here?
Yeah.
It definitely can, but what I'm looking at is the clean candles right here.
Oh,
And I'm also looking at the 7 o'clock volume. So if
okay.
we start to see price reacting in this area, then we could start, maybe taking some piece off or
Okay.
moving stops to break even.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Let's see. Full century, 30-minute. Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. But I think we should be able to push right through that. Or like I said, if we start stalling in that area and rejecting it, then we could start managing risk. But we have our stop loss in the safe spot back into this range. Can we push into that area? I try to take so many screenshots. The more the better.
What would you say like a good average like for screenshots?
Average I would say about like right now I have 11. So maybe anywhere from 15 to 20.
And what would you say you take the most screenshots of, like which time frame?
I start with the daily and then move all the way down to the 30-minute where, probably my entry would be. And then I keep going throughout like the 15-minute, I'll take one. If I want one of the lower time frames, I'll take one. And then every time I create an action, like where I'll secure risk or if price makes a strong volume push or I have to close partials, right, and manage risk, I'll take a screenshot and then I'll take multiple screenshots of what the after looks like. What the after effect looks like. Make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Hmm.
A little thinner. Let's go, GJ. Let's drop it. See, we're forming like the lower highs here on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute. Can we break through this 1 minute support? Now you got to be careful looking at these lower time frames because you could end up micromanaging your trade. That happens every now and then, but it helps you manage risk. It's a strong 5-minute candle close. What do we close? So we got about 6 minutes left for the 30 minutes to close.
I like how the 5-minute looks right now.
Yeah. See, the 1 minute keeps rejecting this area over here. But this one just closed with the wick to fill. So we could be stalling out in this area. Oh, there we go. My MetaTrader freezes every now and then, which is not good. Yeah. On GJ drop. I hate staying on the 1 minute there with you guys because I feel like that's kind of distracts you a little bit. It's a little bit more advanced. There we go. Who's in this right now?
I'm
I'm
in.
in.
Who is?
Me.
Nice. Sergio?
Yep.
Awesome. And Carlos too?
Yes.
Awesome. Quinn, are you in this?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I didn't like how we were overextended on the 1 hour or 30 minutes. And I would have entered based on the 15 minute, but I didn't get that low
Got
in the
it.
time frames when looking at it.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Now that the 30-minute is coming to a close here, I don't want to get caught in the retest.
Yeah, you have that small support to the left at like the level we are at right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a little piece off here. We got this support here in the 15-minute. Yeah, it took 50% off right here. So I'm just going to label that. Three. 50%. Because again, we're still in pre-New York, so we got plenty of time to catch another move or more moves later on, especially with Joel's job openings, consumer sentiment with 30.
Would it be a good idea to move our stops maybe to the current 15-minute high?
1 second. Support to left. So would it be a good idea to move your stops above the current 15-minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I'll go do that now.
I just secured 10 pips and
Beautiful.
went to break even.
Nice, man. Here.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
go, baby.
Uh,
Haven't done that in a minute. 30-minute. Okay, so this candle closed with no bottom wick over here, right? So, and then this candle doesn't have a bottom wick yet either. We could be creating that top wick to pass the low of that candle, but we could also be coming up to retest. So if we come back to my entry right there, I'll be closing 50. Another 50. But let's see if we create like some kind of a top wick here. And then continue down from here, which could very well happen. Seen that plenty of times. One minute. Sure, Joe, you get over there?
Yeah.
You're like breathing into the mic. Getting real nervous about the trade.
No, just a heavy breather.
Me too. All right. Now that we're coming back to the entry, I'm going to be closing 50. Yeah. Whenever you go like 8 to 10 pips into profit and price comes back to your entry, I would close 50. Should not be going into drawdown after being 10 pips in profit as a scalper. So now what you could be getting, you capitalized on the impulse entry as price past the low. Now could we be getting that retest and price continues right back down? And then that'll be your second trade of the day if it's a good setup. Short DJ plus pips is that. We took this around 7:15, but what was the exact time? 7:17. It's another big thing. You want to record the exact time that you took these trades. So we got this deep pullback back to the entry, but these candles keep getting a little bit weaker, right? We're starting to approach this area. Right there. So can we hold a resistance right there and start to fill this area coming down? All right, gold's still acting up, still sitting in this range, but we do get bearish candles closing here on the 30-minute with these weak bullish candles. So with some kind of a New York push, can we continue down from this area? I thought I'm going to trade this. You do have 26, 27 pips, but your stop loss up here. If we pass below these wicks with a volume push, can that happen? Possibly, but do you want to force that? Maybe not. Because again, you come to the market with 2 opportunities to take a trade, and that's it. You know? 2 opportunities, and that's it. So nice quick little scalp. Now you're probably getting the retest unless price closes back into this area. What's up, Miles?
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
You
good.
had a good weekend, huh?
Yes, I did. Well, good and bad.
What happened?
was
You
all right.
hungover?
Yes, I was definitely hungover on Sunday. But I didn't get up too late, but yeah, that just slowed down my momentum big time on Sunday for sure. I was like, next time I go out with these guys, because that's actually the time I went out with these guys, like some friends that we just met, and so we went
Oh,
to their
nice.
place, have played some games and stuff. It was cool, but I was like, yeah, next time I go, I'm gonna just limit myself to like one bottle of wine or something like that, just so that not that I could, still have a good time, but not that it's gonna make be
Yeah.
detrimental to my Sunday.
Whoa. These are kids you met at the court?
No, no, no. These are my girlfriend's friends. Well, she met one of them. Yeah, so one of them was my girlfriend's friend, and then so it was her place, her and her boyfriend, and then they invited another couple over. And then funny enough, one of the couples that they invited, the girl that was there, I went to high school with her back in Ontario, which was really weird. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, so yeah, no, they're about my age. Yeah, so yeah, it was cool though. It's nice that we're starting to make some friends here. So
Nice, man.
hmm
There you go. Yeah, but it's difficult in the time, but I like to drink water while I'm if you're taking shots or anything like that. You have
Yeah, I
to.
know a lot of people that do that just to help with the hangover.
Oh my God, yeah. It's a big help. I mean, a lot of the times I don't even do it because you just forget about it in the moment. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's if you just chug like a little glass of water before every shot,
hmm
definitely helps. You need it.
Good to know.
You
You in these right
how's
now,
the week so
Steph?
far? Did you take anything?
Yeah, I took one gold sell yesterday. Did not play out. Actually, you know what? While we're here, I'll upload it to the Trello so you can take a peek. I was meaning to do that.
Good
But
shot.
yeah, that's the only trade I took so far. I managed risk pretty well. I lost 20%, so not terrible, but yeah, that's the only trade I took
Okay.
took for the week.
Good shit. So, guys, this is what I was kind of talking about right here. Again, just a live back test. It's okay to live back test these trades and see how they play out over here. But this is kind of what I was looking for. This candle creating a stop wick on the 30-minute, passing the low of these wicks, get that 730 volume. Can we kind of mirror this move over here back down to the support? Because you have that move, and these moves right here that you could be mirroring right in here. So you just want to like play this area right here. Again, you got about 30 pips right back down to that support, maybe 24 back down to these candle body lows. But it's not something that I want to take. Again, we just took GJ. What I want to do is kind of wait for that second opportunity during the sessions or during the session for like 10 a.m. when we have Joel's job opening, stuff like that. Get some good volume pumping in. Not going to waste two opportunities during pre-New York unless you get ideal setups. So we'll see how that one plays out. Looks like we're getting that retracement over here. Again, close 50 down here around 8 pips. And then when we came back to our entry, if you're 8 to 10 pips in profit and you come back to this entry over here, close 50. And you can always re-enter. If you get like some sort of perfect setup where this candle closes like that, next candle ends up closing let's see, like this right here with a wick to fill, maybe you can re-enter that with your stop loss up here now. Or you can even wait for the next candle to create a top wick, start to pass the low of these candles over here, and that's where you enter right here, if that's what makes you comfortable. And then you could take this thing down. But multiple different scenarios.
Yo, Steph, I just so you know, I just uploaded the trade to the group Trello.
Good shit, man. So we were looking at that. Taking forever. Nice. Love the detail. Guys, if you ever want to see detail with journaling your trades, look at Miles. So this may have been the
Oh no, I fixed it now. I started it. I know what you were mentioning before. So it's in sequential order from the top to bottom now, not bottom to top.
so it's bottom to top now?
Top to bottoms.
Okay, so start with the top.
Yeah, start with the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is the same sell we took. Yeah. Yeah, you were looking for the same continuation. You're playing the overall trend, which isn't bad at all.
hmm
And you were looking, you were anticipating this fake out right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what we took as well. Now, how'd you manage it? You happy with it? Yeah, close 100% at as you broke the high of that previous candle.
Yeah. So yeah, when I broke the high, I closed 45%, and then once it broke a little bit higher, then I closed the full thing.
Okay, beautiful. I don't think you could have managed that any other way. The only thing is that we realized with this trade was you ended up getting strong bullish candle pushes coming up into this area, right?
Mhm.
This is a strong movement. And then what you got was this bearish candle close right there, which is what we were looking at, but no bottom wick. Then this candle pushed all the way into this area and closed bullish, right? So
Yeah.
even though that candle closed bullish, didn't really realize it. The next one created a top wick, didn't pass the high of the previous candle, and then started passing the low over here. I took this based on the 1 hour and didn't wait for it to pass the low of the previous 30-minute, which was the error, along with
Yeah,
these
that's
two candle bodies that you could have been
that's so
studying.
funny. That's literally exactly what I have written in my what's it called, key takeaways. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the exact same thing. Kind of just, and also just overlooking that 30-minute resistance there, and then just the 4 hour was pretty exhausted too, with the bearish candles that were exhausting. So that could have been a sign as well.
100%. And then on the other side of that, you get a perfect setup right here
Yeah, exactly.
for buys. You know, candle closes, no bottom wick. This candle closes bullish, rejects this area again, right? Candle respects the bottom, the low of the previous, past the high of the previous over here, get some volume pumping in, and that's your bullish move. And I think Sammy got this yesterday.
Mm.
Where was it? Yeah, it was right here.
Mm-hmm.
Could have caught that whole thing. Now, I didn't typically, this is a trade I would have taken, but I'm not going to just take this loss right here. And well managed loss. I think we managed it exactly the way you did, but I'm not going to just jump into a buy right here. Like
Yeah.
you got to step away from the charts. You got to just clear your mind. You're not just going to take the opposite bias because all of a sudden we could reject this area and then price continues down again.
Yeah.
Right. And
That's
that's where a lot of
I
people
find.
get in trouble.
Yeah, no, that's what I find like something that you're really good at, and like certain people that trade with this type of, with like the same style as you, like quick scalps, are really good at, is like having to like subjectively, like kind of not change your rules, but subjectively manage, like know when to step away, know when to walk away, know when it's okay to take a second, you know what I mean? Those type of things that are really situational based. That's something that I've honestly, I've always struggled with. So that's why now I'm just like, I think I'm changing my strategy just in terms of being more deliberate with like a set and forget strategy, or like set my alerts, walk away, close the charts, and look at other things. Because I really struggle with that aspect of like keeping the bigger picture while I'm looking at the chart and knowing like, no, now's the time where it's okay to take a second entry, or now's the time where no, like even though your rule is you can take another entry, you don't do it because you know it's gonna hurt you psychologically. Like, you know what I mean? Having that type of awareness, I guess.
Yeah, man. In the moment, you know, it's hard to step away like that and just be like, you know what? I know this is probably just going to shoot up, but I'm not going to touch it. Right? I'm going to stick to my discipline, which is number one. That's hard in the beginning. But guess what? When you start to see that, like over time, most of those second entries, most of those revenge trades are going to be bad trades. And again, the more you backtest, the more you see it in the simulator, the more it's just going to stick in your mind that you're doing the right thing. And
Mhm.
Sharma and I we shot our last podcast talking about going over losses and dealing with losses, stuff like that. There was a side note that I brought up that she definitely agreed with too, which is good for me to kind of, I don't know. It's further confirmation for what I'm thinking. But I actually got this from Naked Forex, and it completely made sense to me. Where when you become more of an expert trader and things are becoming more automatic to you, and you get those intuition moments about your pair that I often talk about. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Like when I close at a certain time or when I, secure at a certain time, stuff like that. It's just intuition with your pair or entries at a certain time that not necessarily go along with the rules. I read this in Naked Forex where it's very hard for expert traders to explain that, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
hard for us to explain that to other traders because it's so automatic. It's like
Mhm.
again, like you the basketball analogy. It's like Michael Jordan explaining how he shoots his shot, or Kobe the way he shoots his shot automatically every single time. And then there's some times where Kobe will fade a shot, with a hand in his face. And typically, you wouldn't suggest a rookie doing that, but like he can do that. It's just like an intuition kind of a thing that's very hard to explain to maybe beginner traders or traders just coming into the market, um, that I have a difficulty with, especially with those
Yeah.
impulse closes and stuff like that, like where I just closed 50% right here.
Mhm.
As we were coming close to this support over here, which Sergio, and by the way, Miles, this is Sergio. He's Sammy's boy out in Manchester.
Okay. Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Nice to meet
Welcome.
you as well.
Good guy. And then Jamie, have you met Sergio?
On the first couple of streams, you didn't officially introduce him, but yeah, I remember I called him fresh meat.
There you go. What's up, man? You
Another
got some
day,
AC over there?
dude, I'm sitting in the airport, I'm still sweating, man. There's a problem out here.
115 degrees. Was that correct?
That was correct. That was correct. I thought I was going crazy. I was like, no, this isn't right. Nope, I checked it. It was correct.
That ain't fun.
Nah,
It's not fun. Yeah, and that's dry heat too. That's like I was saying, that's just like Cyprus. It's like Arizona and all these like Midwest or Southwest kind of states.
Mhm.
It's just like this dry heat that's, no wind. It's just humid. Not fun. But yeah, Miles, you get what I'm saying with that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like a good, like maybe a better basketball analogy would be like T-Mac or like one of these guys throwing it off the backboard to themselves in a game. Like,
Yeah.
you don't practice, like I'm sure they can't tell you exactly what they saw in that. I mean, if they go back, but like that's just intuition. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't walk someone through, here's a perfect time to do it, because they rarely do it themselves, but
Mhm.
they know when to do it.
They just know, yeah, they know when to do it.
Exactly.
It's just like football, like one-handed catches. It's like that's obviously not uh practiced upon or not suggested by coaches, but like there's certain situations where you could just make a nice one-handed snag and make a highlight reel. But
Yeah.
but like that's where you guys want to get to as traders. Not necessarily right now. Don't feel the need to take like crazy trades or anything like that, because that's where you get in trouble. Stick to your rules. But eventually, when you start backtesting more and more, you're going to start to see more and more things that make sense. And especially with securing trades at certain points, especially as scalpers, right? Swing traders, you got to be patient, let these things play out, especially on the higher time frames. But as a scalper, you're taking an impulse entry like we did here, right? Based on we had the overall move that happened over here. We're kind of overextended, but you wait for this top wick to form and then pass the low of the previous candle, you get that 1-to-1 over here. But again, you're coming into this area that Sergio was pointing out, and you gotta take a piece off. So that's why I took 50 off. And plus, the reason I took 50 off was because we were coming close to the 30-minute close. So we were around
Mhm.
like 728 over here, right? So you know you're going to get that pullback at 730. You're going to at least get that top wick. If it's a healthy setup, you're going to get that top wick on the next candle before price continues down. So now in an hour, or not in an hour, in 8 minutes, this 1 hour candle is going to close. Can it close a strong candle? Can the next one create a top wick, break the low and continue down? 30-minute with New York volume. There we go. The 30-minute candle respected the high of the previous. It's now retracing, right? Are we going to flip bearish and continue down? I don't think so, because you only have 8 minutes, and that's candle awareness. That's knowing, you know, how candles close and how much volume you have in a certain candle. Maybe during New York that could happen, but again, you only have 8 minutes for this candle to create a huge top wick and then flip bearish and then get at least the 1-to-1. It's very unlikely. So you might as well wait for this candle to close.
What do you think about potential gold sells if we get an hour close below this 1 hour support?
Yeah, so this is something I was live back testing over here, where you have a range that price is sitting in.
Mhm.
But again, we're bouncing off that resistance. You get this candle closed with a wick to fill, but it closed a little bit weaker of a candle. You have this support over here that price ended up rejecting over here with that weak candle, but that we could possibly fill. And then what you had was I had these marked off before, but you just don't really need them. You have that previous support over here turned resistance, where price keeps rejecting that area. You reject it again. If you look at the lower time frames, 30-minute, right? You get that second rejection over here. Price starts pushing down, but you had this like mini support right in that area, right? Price kept respecting that area. You could drag that to the left. And then you got weak bullish candles closing over here with wicks to fill. Once you get that bearish candle close, another bearish candle close with these wicks over here, this candle, I'm just live back testing this, created its top wick, started passing the low with that 730 volume, right? And there was a good chance that we could come down and retest this low over here. Now, once we break through that area, let's see how this 1 hour candle closes. I don't want to take anything until we start breaking this support, right? And also, don't forget the fact that we have consumer confidence coming out and JOLTS job openings at 10 a.m.
Right.
Right. So that's why, again, we took this GJ trade, right? And then what we have here on gold is, am I going to take my second opportunity of the session during pre-New York? Probably not. I'm going to wait for the news to come out later on, especially because we get good volume at 10 a.m. I'll wait for that to get my trade, unless we get a perfect setup over here during New York before that comes out. But this, you see these green areas, these are where I want to take a trade. Up to 1750, a quick pullback to continue down, or this continuation over here with a fairly clean move to the left, coming down to 1720,
Mhm.
which is the daily wick from yesterday, right? So we ended up closing back above this previous support here on gold, right? We pushed all the way down here, ended up rejecting and closing above that area. This one is respecting the high of that candle, flipping bearish and breaking through that area. So it looks like we could continue back down to this area, but I'm really looking for this wick fill, possibly today. Oh my God, my chest is like so sore.
Yeah, I actually took the trade that you like testing on gold.
Did I live back this? Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was looking at the 1735 flat with price faking it out and then holding it as a resistance because it's well respected to the left too.
Yes.
Further than that also.
Yes, sir. It's a great point. So you got this whole area right here.
Yeah, I didn't want to
1735.
mention it before I was good to not alter my perception of the trade. But yeah.
Have you secured it all yet, Quentin?
Yeah, I took I was at 1-1 at 16 pips
Beautiful.
and secured 75% in stops at break even right now.
Beautiful. Yeah, gold, you at 8 o'clock, yeah, a lot of times you get that pullback that you got to be aware of. But yeah, what I was looking at with this move right here was just mirroring this right here, and then these moves. You could very well get this as long as you pass these wicks with a healthy top wick, which is what you got.
I have a wasp messing with me.
What's up?
I have a wasp messing with me right now.
Oh.
I don't know how she got in.
She.
Yeah, because it's we use in French.
In French, what?
In French, we like for animals and stuff, we use like he or she.
I think everyone does. I feel like everyone uses she.
Oh, yeah?
Like
You would say it.
it.
Listen,
Yeah, a
whatever
lot of
it
times.
is, kill it.
Yeah. With bugs, I would say with bugs, it's in it. With animals, and like
Get out of the
for some
window.
reason, like when people talk about like cruise ships and like planes and stuff, people say she. Anyone ever notice that?
Yeah, they'd be like, she's a beauty.
Yeah, that's a beauty right there. She's an animal. Like,
Because
why?
for we have more pronouns like in French to name like objects and all that stuff, where you say it for everything. Some objects are masculine and some are feminine.
True. We're a little bit more cold-hearted like that. Get that shit out of here. All right. So 8 o'clock coming out over here. Luckily, we were able to get some, we had a live back test here on gold. We had a nice trade here on GJ, which could definitely be playing out, continuing more. So didn't have many time for breakdown today, but this is even better, right? That's the whole point of us coming to the charts is catching trades over here. So I'm glad Shojil and Carlos were able to get this too. And we have plenty of time throughout the session to grab and move. If you guys go back and back test any of your pairs, you're going to see most of them move after 8 o'clock. Every now and then you could get some nice pushes during pre-New York, but after New York Open is where you guys get most of your volume. Like this happens during pre-New York, maybe once or maybe twice a week, right? And again, if you guys didn't grab this move, I called out how you could have grabbed this right here, and it's a good journal. Get the double top up here, right? You get the close, a strong rejection of that area. You get the doji candle close right here, and then this close below that support neckline, whatever you want to call it, right there. So once that candle closes below, you can place your stop loss above that wick right there and anticipate a mirror of this move right here, because you got a few moves. It's not the cleanest, but you got that, you have this, and then you have this right over here. You could be taken advantage of coming right back down into this support after rejecting that area again. So it's a good one for you to journal. You'd still be in it right here. Now, if this candle closes or passes the high of these wicks over here, I'll close the full thing. See the 30-minute close bullish with a wick to fill. Again, if we pass the high of these wicks over here, I'll just be out. But we could very well create that top wick, respect the high of the previous, flip bearish, fill that wick, and continue right back down. And that may be, if you guys haven't grabbed this yet, it may be a good entry for you to take sales. But typically you want to wait for a 30-minute close in your direction. You have the 15, but it's always better to wait for the 30. Jamie, how's EJ doing?
Currently, it made a higher low. Start another bullish push. We had two huge bearish engulfing candles, but like I said, she established support, made that higher low, and starting to push bullish again.
Okay.
And so we should be pushing up. Probably retest. Yesterday it didn't. It broke down at about 138,960 and then rolled over for the day. So we may get that volume and the momentum to push us through that psych level.
You're ranging over here.
Yeah. See that top up there?
Yep.
And it's holding right before that 139. So it's like, really?
Yeah.
You can't push? Just a little more.
Well, what you have here is the sentiment that they're going to be increasing rates this month or next month, typically. Yeah, I know it's the 30th, but next month they're going to be increasing rates. I am now out of GJ. We just passed the high. Hold on one second. Now I barely had anything because I closed 50 here and then I closed 50 back at the entry. But again, I just want to see if we get a solid setup over here with New York volume, if we could continue this down. 30 minutes still looks good, but we did pass the high of the previous after a 30-minute candle close with no bottom wick, right? So obviously this is a strong area over here that we ended up forming.
SF, what do you think about, because I have right actually where that candle rejected, I have that as a support, like from the daily gap there. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, I'll wait till you hit the daily there.
Okay.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, that gap right there. So what I'm thinking is if we get like a 1 hour, if this 1 hour closes back above that resistance that you have, then I'm
Yes.
thinking that could possibly be an opportunity for buys. That was my thought. Or if the 30-minute closes above that and then we get a bottom wick to continue up.
I would be careful with buys. I think this would have been legit for sells like we kind of got over here. Be careful of buys because we keep rejecting this area over here. And as you can see, we're obviously in a range over here, right? You have all these rejections, this descending bearish channel, price keeps breaking off of. So I think safer buys are going to be above this level. Like if you're going to trade in this consolidation over here, these would be the legit buys I would probably grab into this area again, that 163,500 area, right? And then these are going to be a little bit safer buys coming back up. Once you break this whole area, you're going to get a nice break out of here once we break this area right there. But for sells, we had the opportunity to take sells because we keep rejecting 162,600. We get that rejection right there. We come up to reject it one more time and a hard rejection of that area. So the current 4-hour candle is pretty bearish, and it's a strong bearish candle, right? We're going to be closing in an hour. Now I see what you're talking about here because you got this support over here or resistance and then support right here. Now you're kind of getting like a fake out over here. So if anything, maybe take a retest to continue back up. But do you really want to take that on a Tuesday, right? It's like it's kind of iffy. Is this like your ideal setup? Is what I'm trying to say?
Honestly, I've been like, from what I've been journaling last week a lot actually, and I think the week before, I've been getting a lot more comfortable with like seeing opportunities in suboptimal conditions. Okay. So yeah, I'm not, yeah, no, like all your points, the points that you're making are totally valid too. That's why I think like if I got a 30-minute close above there and then like a clear bottom with rejection and a break of the high, like some form of retest, then I think it could be justified. But yeah, I don't want to jump into anything.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna take that, I would either massively lower my risk or lie back test it. Just see how it plays out.
Gotcha.
Right. Because those are the trades, those experimental trades like that are the ones that hold you back from expanding your profits throughout the week because you're taking really good setups throughout the week or like later on from Wednesday to Friday, take really good setups. But some of these trades are the ones that keep you from either being up anywhere from 5 to 10%, and now you're only up 3%. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking from experience. Like that's
Yeah,
that's where I've been multiple times in my career where it's just you're just taking these experimental setups, you start to get I don't know what the word for it, not cocky, but you're starting to get like a little overconfident where like there's no way that you can lose. Right? Even if they're experimental setups, it's like I can make this. Like I've been on fire lately. I'm just gonna take this, even if I'm lowering my risk. But like it's just about like taking the most opportune setups, the ones where you're like 90% sure are gonna play out. Those are the ones that you want to take. Those are the ones that build confidence. But again, I see what you're talking about here. Let me just journal this real quick. But if you get like a strong close up here, bottom wick rejection, this could possibly be a fake out over here, and you can mirror this move up. But we've been bearish all pre-New York. So this could just be a pullback, maybe fake out right over here and to continue back down. Like this could certainly be a fake out too, grabbing liquidity and then heading back down again. Four, five. So finish journaling that. I got to journal my gold trade from yesterday, or finish journaling it. I was so pissed yesterday. I went up to Madison, New Jersey with a client and forgot everything in their garage. I forgot my backpack, my meal, my water. So mad. All right. Let's see what we get over here. Now, but you see how like Miles, we're like rejecting this area, 162, 600, and then we get like the double top up here, and it's like a lower high, and just a hard volume push from that area. I could see us rejecting this area again and staying below it. I could see us faking it out and continuing down, or I could see it coming up, and that would be your possible trade. Well, it would be from here like that. This could be a possible buy, but understanding the limitation of your trade, knowing that this could be a lower high, and then you continue down from here.
Right, for sure.
Let's see the yen. Like, see how the yen is holding a support right here? And we're starting to push up. Anytime we hold a support on the yen, like kind of like right over here, we end up getting that bearish pressure on GJ. Right? So right now, with us holding that support over here on the yen and kind of pushing up from that area, we're continuing down right here. So this could just be a liquidity grab to continue back down, but we'll see how it closes. How's your real estate deal going over at school? Is it you fill it up?
Me?
You don't you have like an apartment for dorms?
Oh, yeah. No, my rental. Yeah. No, that's in yeah, in Ontario. Yeah, no, that's going well. It's going well. Haven't had any issues yet with any of the students. It's actually a house. It's a house with 6 bedrooms, and we
Nice.
rented out to we rented out to a group of six students. But yeah, no, it's going well. I'm trying to get another property here in New Brunswick within hopefully the next few months. I want to get a property here. But I'm just trying to figure out what strategy I want to use because it seems like the tenant profile here is not as strong as it is in Ontario because it's just a lower income province.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking of possibly doing Airbnb instead, maybe get a duplex, maybe Airbnb one unit and rent out the other one. Yeah, so I'm just doing my research. I reached out to like a bunch of Airbnb hosts yesterday.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which route I want to go down.
Good stuff. Would you be the property manager or would you hire one?
I would be the property manager while I'm here.
Okay.
But yeah, then I'm not sure how long I'll be here. So I definitely would like in the numbers, it definitely would have to be worked into to have a property manager for sure.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you could always get a student to do it.
Yeah, that's true too.
Or, dude, I mean, if someone's smart that wants to get into real estate, what they would do is offer their services for free for a few months just to like learn about real estate, and they would be your property manager.
Yeah,
Obviously, you
I
take care of
agree.
them and stuff like that, but like I'm sure you could find someone that would be willing to just learn under you and learn about what it's like to run these properties, and they would do
Mhm.
everything for free for just a
Yeah,
few months, and then you start paying them.
yeah. No, that wouldn't be a bad idea either. My only thing is I don't know. I got to find out about the student community here because I'm not sure how big it is. I know there's not too many schools here. So, and I don't want to like in Ontario, like I just have a group of friends, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to have like 6 randoms and then have to deal with 6 leases, 6 people messaging, a whole bunch of people asking questions. You never know who's gonna like who, cleaning, all that type of stuff. Because I've lived in those situations as a student. So I was like, yeah, I think it would be better if you just yeah, you know what I mean? If you just have a group and at least they're close knit. So
Yeah.
that would be something that's definitely important to me here is I wouldn't want a group. I wouldn't just want randoms, I want a group of friends that actually knows each other well,
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's important that continuation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we're playing around here on gold, bouncing back and forth. Probably just gonna range until I just want to keep that off so you don't think I'm in it. Probably just gonna range until Joel's job openings comes out at 10. Let's see. 15-minute. You see how we just ended up closing below that support?
Hmm.
So can the next one 1 hour kind of respected the high of the previous candle over here, and it's starting to flip bearish. Could
Mhm.
this be a possible entry with your stop loss up here as this candle starts to flip? You may want to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. Actually, you definitely would. If you miss it and price just drops from there, that's fine. But I would wait for the 30-minute to close bearish here. Next one creates its top wick, passes the low of that candle, and then you could take this thing down. But if you look at the 5-minute, you could kind of see that fake out we were just talking about. Yeah, I'd wait for this 30 to close. Actually, you know what? With New York volume, this could be breaking the low and continue down from there. But again, I already took a trade. I'm willing to like watch this play out. If it does drop, I'm cool with that. All right. Too many times I've been kind of stuck on that 15-minute, taking this based on the 15-minute, pass the low of that candle, drops like this, and then flips bullish and continues up and fills that wick. So you just wait for that candle to close here, and then the next one to create a top wick, pass the low of that 30. And today's a depressing day in the NFL. This is where the teams have to get their roster from 80 to 53. So I don't know if anyone's watched Hard Knocks before, but it's you got someone coming to your locker just being like, yo, coach wants to see you. Bring your playbooks and everything, and it's just like everyone's dreams are playing in the NFL. The dudes that are on the bubble really, they take a hit today. Carlos, how you feeling about the Saints?
Real good.
Real good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, defense wins championships.
Okay. Yeah, we got Quan Alexander. He's been playing really well for us in preseason.
What position he played?
Middle backer.
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
was a Saint last year, but he was on the 49ers for a while, and he was really good, just injury prone. He's one of the best backers in the league, and he killed it for you guys last year.
Word. Okay.
It's just a
Okay.
missile.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Well, let me see if I can pull this up. So far, we're passing the low over here. Again, I want to see how that candle closes. Let's see.
What's up, guys? Alex here from ZBEC. Today I'm excited to show you our newest product from ZBEC Trading Group 2.
Carlos, look at this. You see it?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Damn, what a hit.
That's Quan Alexander. It looks slow in this video.
Yeah, it was like slow
Yes.
mo.
Pop. Guy didn't even know where he was. Just ran into a wall.
For real.
I'm so happy football's back. All right, so again, it's the 30-minute candle here, how it passed the high of that candle makes it an indecision candle. It makes it hard for you to take a sell now because it did pass the high of that candle, right? But if this candle closes bearish here, do you have enough volume? Let's say it closes right there. Can you take this from there to there? That's 16 pips. We'll see. But that New York volume, the only way this setup would play out is because of the New York volume, right? Being able to create that top wick and then flip bearish and at least, grab that 1-to-1. Just like we were talking about over here where we created that top wick. Did it have enough volume? Sorry. Hate when that happens. Did it have enough volume to create that top wick, pass below that candle, and at least grab a 1-to-1? No, we're in pre-New York, so that's not going to work out. But we'll see how this plays out. But again, a lot of you guys took your trades. Best thing to do is wait for the news coming out later on or stock exchange open. We'll wait for this 30 minutes to close and see if there's anything you could take. But just know that you have some volume pumping in later today. I'm looking at US 30 over here too. Not that I'm taking anything. I've just been kind of back testing it over here. The way we were holding support over here. And then the next 1 hour candle created a tau wick passing the low of that candle. So can it mirror this candle right here and continue back down to 32,200? Right? Nice formation over here. Can we get a volume push over here? Only thing is, like, the daily is bullish. Right? Daily is kind of holding that support over here, that previous resistance, and pushing up. 4 hour candle, same thing. We're bullish, creating higher lows so far, and we created a higher high. So you're kind of just playing this pullback over here. Again, understanding the limitation of that trade, bringing it back down to this support. But I don't trade US 30 right now, so. Can actually put it like this. Since bouncing off that support, we've been creating higher lows. Miles, who do you like in the NBA?
Who do I like in NBA? Definitely LeBron for sure.
LeBron. Follow LeBron around?
Yeah, who else do I really fuck with in the NBA? LeBron, Dame. I love Damian Lillard.
Yeah. I feel like it's very hard not to.
Yeah.
It
If
makes
you're
it
a
very
sports
hard for you
fan,
not to like him.
yeah, if you're a sports fan, like you just respect the ice in the veins.
Oh, yeah.
He's a killer. Yeah, Steph too, obviously. But in terms of like not
Thanks, man.
but yeah, in terms of like the non-generic answers, I'd probably say like yeah, Damian Lillard. I really like. I like watching John Morant. He's nice too. LaMelo Ball. I like watching him.
Yeah,
But not a crazy fan, but I like watching him. He's entertaining for sure.
Yeah, he's cool to watch. Like, I don't know, the way his body is, and he's fast, and just like the quick outlets.
Yeah, he's almost like a modern day Magic Johnson. In a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, absolutely. I hate to compare him to that, but yeah.
Yeah, just flashy, tall point guard.
Dude, Magic was the best.
Yeah.
So fun to watch.
Yeah, watching his highlights, it's even like if guys did that today, you'd be like, that's crazy. And this guy was doing that 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. It's so entertaining.
Yeah. He was crazy.
I'm a Knicks fan, but they just re-signed RJ Barrett to a 4-year deal.
I don't like him too. I mean, I don't think he's bad or anything, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
He's
You
from
like RJ
Canada.
Barrett? And it's not rare anymore. There's enough Canadians in the NBA now, you know. But yeah, I mean, whatever. He's all right. I'd go with Wiggins over him. Wiggins is Canadian. He just won a chip.
You go with Andrew Wiggins over RJ Barrett?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was actually supposed to go to the same high school as Andrew Wiggins. Funny enough.
Wow.
Yeah, I ended up because my coach in when I played rep when I was like, and I was gonna go to high school. Basically, my rep coach, he was a high school coach at Bond Secondary, and so he was trying to get me to go there. But I lived about like over an hour away. Like just logistically, it just would have been really, really tough. But so I ended up going to my local school. But Andrew Wiggins ended up going to that. He ended up going to Bond. So I actually probably would have played with him if I went there. Funny enough.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray, huh? You Nuggets fan?
Yeah, Jamal Murray's sick.
Yeah,
He's sick.
Wasn't he hurt all last year?
Yeah, I don't know if it was an ACL or I think it was a knee injury, but yeah, he was out all season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully he's good.
ACL injury.
Yeah. He's nice. He went off in the bubble. That's when he really. I mean, people knew who he was before, but he went off in the bubble.
I feel like everyone kind of did. What was that? That was Miami. They won the title, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of unexpected, but the Knicks all of a sudden became really good in 2021 when no, was that 2021?
I think it was the year before when Julius Randle started going off.
Yeah, but he went off when there was barely anyone in the crowd. Like he couldn't, and then when everyone came back to the Garden, he just couldn't handle it.
Oh man,
Couldn't handle the spotlight. Yeah, it sucks. I feel bad for him, but he's just making bad decisions.
Yeah.
Spirit 55.
I like Fred VanVleet also. He's one of my favorite players.
Yeah, he's good.
He's undersized too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a Canadian, right?
No, he plays on the Raptors, but he's not Canadian.
Oh. Thought he was.
Yo, Steph.
Yo, Miles.
Now that you're used to getting up super early, is it like, do you still find it like a constant struggle psychologically to get up that early? Just in terms of not the sleep, but more so in terms of like, the psychological struggle of like it being dark and you starting your day when it's like, dark outside.
Well, I love that. I love the fact, like, I embrace the fact that I'm getting most things done before most people I know are waking up. I love that. But I find it difficult when I have to come home really late at night and I'm not getting my proper sleep. So I gotta naturally extend my sleep by like an hour so I could get my proper sleep throughout the night so I have enough energy throughout the day. But that gets under my skin. I hate that. But why? What's going on?
No, I'm just like I've been for a little while now, I've been trying to get up, just get up earlier, and like it's not even like my body can wake up pretty much like my body can wake up fine at the time I want to get up. It's more so like, for example, this morning, like I was up at the time I wanted to get up, but I was still in bed. And then like just psychologically, like starting my day when it's still dark out, I don't know why, but psychologically that's just such a difficult hurdle for me to surpass. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, I'm just really trying to stick to it and like force myself to just do it. But like, yeah, that's the psychological hurdle for me, starting my day. Like if it was bright or like getting bright out when at the time I wanted to get up, I wouldn't have an issue. You know, it's just that psychological struggle. But I'm just trying to, you know, remember, like, push myself through it and just keep in mind that, you know, you're getting mental toughness out of actually doing it. And that's the more important reason for getting up early as opposed to anything else, you know, is that mental toughness.
It's got to be a bigger purpose than yourself too. Like it makes it much easier when you're fighting for something else. Like for me, it's like there's gonna be in every family, right? You don't just like start a family out extremely wealthy. Like at some point in that family's lineage, there was a person or a set of people that set the tone for that family where they sacrificed everything and they turned the tables for everybody down the road and started the generation of respect and people holding doors for you. You know, people going to you for business and lending you money and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, so you being that person and making it a fact for you to be that person. I'm looking at GJ cells over here. If we start to pass this support over here, can we continue down with maybe your stop loss over here? But again, knowing that you're that person, you're the chosen one in your family, I think we could continue down much further than this. If we start to break here, I'm just gonna risk like half my risk over here and see how this plays out. Yeah. Okay, so I'm in right around here. Stop loss around here. We got that 30-minute rejection with a top wick rejection. Top wick formed here. Beginning of the 30-minute candle, we're passing the low over here. So I'm looking to take this thing down. Definitely secure right in this area for a 1-to-1, and then let the rest go. Does that make sense? A little scalp, risking half my percentage risk. We'll see how this plays out. This is where the volume comes in. Yeah, I'm pretty much only looking for the 1-to-1 right here. I might even just close the full thing right there. Oh, there you go. So yeah, Miles, that's what helps you wake up early. There's one video I watched yesterday that kind of made me realize how important sleep is. Here, I'll play it out for you. It's actually Wahlberg talking about, like, you know how like there's that whole joke where he wakes up at like 2 a.m.
No, actually.
You know who Mark Wahlberg is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he wakes up super early, gets his day started. But like they were asking him if he wakes up at 2:30 in the morning every morning. He said, "Well, yeah, if I'm able to go to sleep at 6:30 because I'm always getting my 8 hours." Right? And he's saying how important that is. So here, listen.
I can't really hear.
Can I hear?
I have an apparel brand.
Okay, yeah, I can
And
now.
they made some samples of shoes for me. These different shoe designers in Italy, and in one pair of the shoes, it has my whole schedule on the install. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I've got it right here. It says that you wake up every day at 2:30 a.m. Is that? I mean, there's no way, right? You don't wake
That
up
was
30.
that was if I go to bed tonight at 6:30, I'll wake up at 2:30. I get 8 hours of sleep always. But that was when I was doing something very specific. The way I was training, and I realized that all that stuff was not good.
Because it goes viral like.
So like your sleep's so important. It's not so much sleep, it's recovery. Like that's how you recover. Time to fly fan boarding. Oh, he already left. See you, Jamie. Let me see how we're playing around on that support over here. We rejecting it. We coming up to retest. Hold that resistance on the 1 minute. Yeah, there we go. See if we hold that 820 level. See, this is where I'll use that lower time frame here, where if we start breaking above this area over here and coming in further, then I'll manage risk.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you, and again, that's where that intuition comes in, and me talking about how like it's kind of hard to explain here using those lower time frames, but and of course, like there's going to be times where I'll micromanage a trade, but it doesn't happen nearly as often as maybe it would for somebody else. There, so the 1 minute is starting to retrace a little bit. We'll see what we're looking at, because we still have that bearish volume on the 15 minute. So again, I don't want to extremely micromanage my risk here. That's that dangerous area that you start to play in here. Let's see, 5 minute is starting to retrace. We're holding that support in here. But again, we could get like a little fake out here to continue down. Yeah, I think if this 15-minute candle flips bullish over here, then I'll close the full thing. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is one of those
Sure.
volume plays that I'm looking for. Maybe we're just getting that retracement to then continue back down. But I'm looking to play the New York volume to continue down here. Yep. All right. I just closed the full thing. So close the full thing like somewhere around here. And it just rejected that support right there. So again, experimental trade, you're playing the volume, and this could very well still play out. Better stop loss would probably be up here anyway. But I was expecting this candle to create its top wick, pass below that candle, and continue right back down to that support. And it didn't happen. So that's where you got to understand, all right, we're rejecting this support here, and we need to manage risk. Again, barely risk anything on this, and you're playing the volume. Watch this play out. That's okay. Gold ended up rejecting that support again, but we did end up reaching that support, that live back test. All right, guys. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I got one question about the stimulator.
Okay.
If you,
The simulator.
The simulator, my bad.
You're good.
If you like, let's say if you download it on let's say, for example, if I download it on my desktop, can I use it as well on my laptop?
Yes, you'll have two different logins.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. Yeah,
All right.
you'll be able to use two different computers for it, but I don't think anything more than two.
All right. I'm definitely stay in touch this week.
There you go. Super important, bro. And you'll learn to love it too. It's like a video game.
Yeah, definitely. That's you know, like you said, I'm just trying to be consistent and definitely get the simulator if I could start back testing and training my eyes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sharjeel, you there?
Once every like 2 months, the
Yep.
All right, awesome. So let's see. Later today, when I get back from the airport, probably around 2 p.m. Would that be good for you?
Yeah, that'd be all right.
All right, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Okay, you sure that's good?
Yep, no problem.
All right, awesome. Looking forward to it.
Right, no problem. See you then.
All right, guys. Everything else good? Miles, Quentin, any questions?
No, I'm good,
I'm
man.
good.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, great session again today, guys. Journal the trades you missed, journal the trades you took, and just study them. Right. Get those things engraved in your mind so that you know this is a setup I want to take next time I see it, and this is a setup I don't want to touch next time I see it. All right. That's how you learn and get better. So I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, same time. Looking forward to it, and have a great day from the Source Daily Muss.
All right, man.
Send those
Have a good day,
AARs
man.
again too.
Got you.
All right, boys. Have a good one.